Hey everybody, it's Jane Johnston with the Briar Hill Group at Remax Closen, host of Vancouver Island Time and Community Talks. I'd like to welcome Begum Eryilmaz today from BGM Landscape Design. Welcome, how are you?
Great, Jane. Thank you for having me.
No problem. So tell me a bit about yourself. You're new to Victoria. Where are you from?
I'm from Istanbul, from Turkey. I have grown up there and moved to Victoria 1 year ago.
And what do you think of living in Victoria?
Amazing. There is nowhere like Victoria, I guess.
So one of the hard things for transitioning, because I'm not from Victoria either, I'm from Toronto. I don't know if you know that. But I moved out here 20 years ago, and it can be a bit hard to meet people. Did you find that, or have you met lots of other business owners and entrepreneurs?
Actually, I think I was lucky with it because I met great people like you, for example. It was a chance. And every time, whoever I meet is always friendly. I mean, we are lucky. We have friends like family right now, even in 1 year. So it's a huge luck. But
That's awesome.
yeah, business life is quite different. I'm trying to get used to it. This is it.
So your background, you work in Turkey, and what is your formal background?
Actually, I'm an architect, first of all. I have studied architecture because we had a nursery. My father had a nursery. Being a landscape designer, my childhood wish and dream. So I have always concentrated on design and landscape. After finishing university, I went to Germany in order to improve my skills in landscaping. I stayed there for a while. Then I went back to Turkey and I was lucky again. I could have chance to work with Hilton hotels and Marriott hotels about their landscaping. So it was a great chance to start with.
So do you find, like, when people are looking to design their garden, that they need to take into account what the house looks like so that the house matches the garden? Like, you're not going to have a Japanese garden in a traditional English style house, right?
Yeah, actually, I could be accepted as a quite modern designer, but I had gardens with roses. Actually, you can see it at my website and Facebook. But I prefer elegant and simple gardens.
Okay, and what about functional, like for eating or, like an herb garden? Do you design gardens like that? Because I know food security right now is an issue. So people want to have a bit of practicality. So are you including that?
Totally, function is important because if it is functional, you like your garden, you enjoy your garden. So it is a different lifestyle. So we have always herbs, we have always wonderful corners that you can practically use it. For example, a fire pit maybe, a zen corner that you can use your hammock there. So the garden, first of all, should be functional.
Okay, and so are you talking about rooms in a garden, like outdoor rooms? So places where you would go and hang out, and that would serve, like, this is the barbecue area, this is the hot tub area, like that?
Totally. If I start to design a garden, first of all, I want to meet the owner of the house because I should understand their lifestyle. What we do, we add value to their life standards or outdoor living. We give them different ideas sometimes, and it affects their future life of, style of life. So it is very important to design different parts that they can enjoy all together.
Okay, so we have a PowerPoint presentation, which I thought we could go through. Is that all right with you?
It would be great.
Okay, so let's share the screen. Oops, hold on. All right, so this is your company, right? BGM Design?
Yes, for example, in this front page, you can see the scale of the gardens that we have worked with before. We can design a driveway, we can work with a housing project, a train station, a horse farm. I can see different kind of project that we work with, and these are all in different countries. First of all, we have Italy, London, England, Libya, Turkey, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, all over the world.
Where is the top right one with the big pool?
Oh, it is in Istanbul. This is a new way of living. This is a compound chain, and people want to have a dream way of living there. There are wonderful child camps there, a huge swimming pool, and barbecue areas, top of the gardens, open air cinemas, dog care places, everything that you can imagine.
Wow. Okay. All right. So tell us about this project here. This looks Asian to me.
Yeah, actually, I like sculptural plants, like bonsai plants. And in example, for example, our customer wanted to have a nice entrance and really different entrance. And I asked him if you would like to have a sculpture, let's go with the plants. And this is an elegant entrance, according to my opinion. What we have, what we have added to this area, we also played with the scale of the building and the entrance level. It was high, maybe. Right now, we could catch the human scale again.
Right. So did you bring in that tree for that area?
It was from South Turkey, this bonsai tree. Yeah, we could bring it, and it is so interesting with the olive trees. Actually, olives are the most adapted plants that you can ever use. I have used it in the 16th floor of a high building, and also I can use it in a garden.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. That is very elegant looking.
Thank
Wow.
you. Thank you. I like playing with the shapes actually, and I like. I don't like seasonal plants. I like long-term engagement with my gardens, and the colors should be differs from season to season. So you can see the color differences according to their species.
So it's interesting because the building is very heavy, but you've brought in a lot of roundness and kind of softened the look.
Yeah, I tried that. Thank you for understanding.
Okay. And this is another perspective of the same garden.
Yeah, I mean, we can see the combination of different plants together. They actually support each other. This is, for example, I could use just a bonsai plant there, but it wouldn't be so grounded. And I supported it with round buxus balls and grasses.
Okay, and you took out all the walls and put in green.
Yes.
Oh,
Because
this wall is still there. The
but I
green is in
always
front of it.
try to hide the walls actually, because if you want to buy a house with a garden, you just need to enjoy the green. So if you keep the walls so plain or way, it is not the desirable position for us.
Right. Okay. So is this the backyard or
Yeah,
side yard?
yeah, it is a small area. It was an empty and unpleasant area. Of course, always it is related with the budget. We try to keep the budget in the reasonable way. I wish I could use different kind of plants too, but still they love it. It is a home office there in that window, so
Mhm.
he enjoys it.
So are these rectangular things in the middle, are they lights in the garden?
Yes, light is one of the most important elements in the garden. It can change everything.
And I see down at the bottom left, you have a light on the plant as well.
Yes, actually, the infrastructure for the garden is the most important thing with design. We plan drainage, we plan irrigation, and also we plan lighting system. If you don't support your garden with lighting, it can't shine and it can't show itself in a perfect way. Even in my balcony pots, I always use photocell lamps. Uh,
Huh.
when I look at in the evening to outdoor, I feel it, little bit warm effect.
Yeah. Okay. And this is the other version of the front yard. So
Yeah,
you
I mean, this is
incorporate.
almost the same. We are creating patterns. We are creating area, plant pools. You can see how we create them. Of course, it is the beginning step of the garden. It looks way better right now. It was the first week, I guess, these photos.
Okay. All right. So this is what irrigation and you're rolling out the ground to make it flatter.
Yes, this is while they are working actually. And hard landscaping is also an important tool to emphasize the green areas. And also you can shape with hard landscaping. This is how we do it actually. And when I use trees, I always try to use older trees because time is important. We should buy the time with the plantation.
Yeah, my mom was a big fan of putting in new trees and anywhere we lived.
Yeah, this is also, I had one too, magnolia tree when I was born. Yeah.
Okay. And so when you're putting in the pathways, are you looking for linear or do you follow where people are naturally going to walk?
Actually, I like curvilinear lines mostly because I think the nature has curvilinear lines itself. But in that project, they especially wanted to have linear lines. As I mentioned before, the customer is the most important issue for us. How they like it, I try to find an in between way between my design and their wishes because they will enjoy it. And they wanted to have a linear pathway here, and they had a kit, so they want to create an vegetable garden and playground area on the left hand side. This is where we done it.
Yeah. Okay. This is nice.
Actually, it has a better photo, but still you can see it in Facebook page because the magazine took, El Decor magazine took the picture of this garden. You will like it more. This is preparation side, installation time. So it is not perfectly okay, but still it gives the idea what we wish.
Right. Okay. Terrace. Oh, I saw pictures of this on your Facebook page recently.
Yeah, we still work on it actually. She just needs some indoor plantation and outdoor chaiselongs and other furniture type. She was a busy lady and she wanted to buy time for herself and her family actually. She come and asked me, I want my terrace like a garden. And we try to make it. And this is when we finish it. And she is so happy. She sent photographs when they were enjoying the terrace actually. And I feel really happy when I get that kind of results and responses.
This is interesting to me because you chose natural wood up there, which I think really warms up the area.
So natural everything is important for me. I don't like artificial plantation. I don't like artificial materials, but sometimes you need. But I agree with you. As you can see, it gives an incredible feeling there.
Yeah. So, oh, interesting. So you use this to block out part of the view, the bamboo.
Yes, because the skyscrapers, she didn't like to see this building crowd there. This is her kitchen area. So we decided to put these bamboos. They will, we haven't finished trimming them, but we tried to create this privacy. And here you can see the foreground background relationship of the terrace.
Right.
Background.
I've recommended this for other people as well. It makes a big difference.
Yes, I mean, if you can use also pots in the foreground, it gives incredible quality to your environment. And as a background, always a different color gives a really deepness. You can feel the deepness of the terrace right now.
Right. So you're using color, texture, and shape.
Yes, also three dimension.
This is pretty.
Yeah, before and after. I mean, both can be used, but I enjoy when I look at it, and I know they enjoy it too, which is great.
So do you, I guess you have to become familiar with when you're working in different countries of what vegetation grows well or not, right?
Totally. Actually, I study. There are some native plants in Victoria, but mainly it is so interesting. Our climate zone is quite similar. So I am very lucky about this subject. I have three gardens right now in Victoria. I have designed three gardens. One is an urban development project in North Coalition. I have a horse farm design right now. It is so interesting. I feel like home. Most of the plants are similar, but we have deers here. In Turkey, I don't have deers. So I should be careful with it, but the rest is easy.
Okay, nature at your business. So you warmed up the look of this. Is it a restaurant or something?
Actually, this is again preparation time. That was an old bank building, and they wanted to open a cafe here. And I have some friends. Sometimes they send me photos. It is a really wonderful area right now. The only thing I have used Arnavut style shading in that area because of some rules they couldn't put it, but still they enjoy this area. That was a driveway, Jane.
Get out, really?
Yes. You will
Wow.
see in the next picture, I guess. Yeah,
Wow.
that was a driveway.
That's amazing.
No.
So one of the things I found here, actually more with back east with clay pots, is you have to be careful because the water expanding and contracting on the pot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So any issues with that?
Actually, for example, in Kazakhstan, you can use clay pots because there is a huge difference between night and day. These are really important, and how they also you can see the pattern of the water sometimes. But it depends. Sometimes we enjoy this kind of patterns. I always like natural material, but here because it's a commercial area, it's a coffee, so we haven't used too much. We tried to make an imbalance. With clay, we tried to give this warm effect, but in the longer area, we used fiber materials.
Okay. Wow. So you add the greenery going up.
Yeah, I mean, try to create a nice place to drink a coffee.
Well, it looks great. And so you're trying to break up again the wall and soften the look.
Yeah, these are, of course, first attempts. It will be perfect by now, I hope.
Yeah. Another the same cafe.
Yes, yes. These are general. Right now, this is an embassy building in Ankara. On the left-hand side, you can see the older view. It was quite old. The problem with the buildings, they are aging, and when they age, the garden is aging too. If they didn't have a nice maintenance during this period, garden is also issue to recover. So we made a graphical appearance, a garden look in that building.
Okay. And this is the end product?
Actually, it looks better right now. These are all the photos that I have taken, unfortunately. Next time, I will try to be more professional with the photos.
All right. So, and this is the interior.
Yeah, interior, I try to create, for example, reading and waiting area for the people. Ambassador buildings are normally boring places. Uh, I try to. This is. I try to also put my character everywhere. I think the plant is something can change your life. if you can use it in a right way.
So am I seeing trees in the hallway?
Yes. Uh,
9 or 12 trees or whatever there?
Uh, yes, actually, we try to combine outdoor spaces and indoor spaces with trees with plants most of the time, and also this background foreground relation creates a secondary dimension. As you can see, we use plants in order to create scale leveling or scale balance. I always try to do this.
Okay, awesome. The Hilton. Woohoo. They have a lot of dead plants there.
Actually, that was an old Hilton, and we didn't have too many chance to change most of the things. But whatever I do, I try to use an art object in the entrance. We should combine art and garden, I think. And you can see the on the left hand side how was it, and we tried to give a little bit warm effect actually with the plants.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So what kind of material do you have for the decking underneath the tables?
Here we use wood because this Hilton in the middle of the town, downtown. So the building itself is really old. So we try to create cozy areas, and wood is an incredible material. You feel really warm if you sit on it or if you feel around you. So with lighting, sitting, and it is not the finished products. We have also some corner pots in order to make it a little bit warmer.
And so you've put these plants between the seating area and the street.
Yes,
Yeah.
we try to create a covered area, private area. And entrances are always important. I try to put one or two pots in order to emphasize the entrance. Because if you feel the plant when you enter, you will continue with this feeling. And the pots, I use them as an architectural material.
Right. It's funny, I had a condo for sale and nobody would look at it until we staged the outside like this. It makes such a difference.
I can imagine because people buy their dreams. If you can't create a dream for them, it wouldn't be a dream house for them. So it is important. Driveways here is important, I guess. We
Right.
should we should concentrate on that. This is the interior decoration. How was it, and how we warmed it up with plants?
Do you only do the plants or are you also doing the furniture too?
Actually, if I don't need to do furniture, I don't. Of course, because of my background, I can. But I try to avoid it because I just want to concentrate on plantation. But I did sometimes, especially terraces, these restaurant areas. They took my ideas, but I'm not keen on doing that.
Okay. What do we have here?
Yeah, these are the end products. For example, this is an indoor place. It has wonderful YouTube videos in our web page and also Facebook. But this is again installation time. And we combine nature with. Unfortunately, I had to use artificial plants here because we had some really limited depth, but I combined them with the real huge plants and art objects. I really like this area. In videos, it has better view actually, but uh, whoever comes this holding building, they say there's something different there with music and plantation. I like here.
So I have a question for you. This plant here in the middle with like the circles, uh, the one on the top right,
Okay.
how do you find them?
Actually, they have. I have bought them directly from Holland. In one day, I've flew there and I bought them because my this the owner of this high building was also there. He was also there. We bought them from Holland, but it is mainly we buy plants if we don't have enough variety in Turkey or somewhere else. Italy is perfect for outdoor. For indoor, Holland is the best place.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, Cyprus. Nice.
Cyprus is my favorite, Jane. Cyprus, lavender, and I mean olive trees are my. I'm a Mediterranean girl, so it is so important for me. And you can feel it. Can you feel the elegance of the entrance? That was a plant actually. This is a shoe plant, and they couldn't use the garden. It was swarm. It was full of water when we have started, and
Oh,
he asked me if there's a possibility that we can live here and we can enjoy the garden. I said yes. Then we turned the area to a garden. It's really nice garden. I like it too.
you know what I like about it is you don't have all the trees together, that they're spread out and there's a mixture of heights.
Yes, this is a three-dimensional way of approaching a design, Jane, and you notice it. Thank you. It is the key in my designs actually. I use three dimension as a tool because if they are all in the same height or they are too much next to each other, you can't enjoy the uniqueness of the plant. But you can feel them right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for noticing that.
And this is your water feature.
Yes, sometimes if I create an area, I like people experience it. For example, it is walking steps through the garden. They have a wonderful area to sit. It's a Mediterranean area again with olive trees, and they can walk through the water in order to reach their garden. It's a great experience. They can feel it.
Okay. And what is this? This looks like a meeting place in the garden.
Yes, we create these bamboos, acer trees, and other kind of trees. They are mainly Asian type of plants. Uh, there are also gravels you can see deeply right now. We have created a combination between relaxation area and Zen garden, and there were also bird caves there, but there weren't birds inside. I just put plants inside. So there is an irony between that. I love birds outside, and we put some hoparlors in between the bamboos. They can hear the bird voices around them.
Mm.
Mhm.
Wow, that's pretty.
Oh, thank you. This garden, it is a. You can go as much as you like. Actually, that was a masculine building, the one before,
Hold
and
on. This
yeah,
one?
that one. That was a linear garden. With Cyprus, I tried to create the linear lines too, because if you have horizontal lines, you should emphasize them, combine them with the linear lines. This is what I have done here. I didn't touch
Yeah.
too much nature because nature is wonderful by itself.
Right. Right.
This
And are those what are these plants at the bottom? They're
formium. They are formium. Actually, this kind of graphical plants give a different feeling. A group of plants like this create a different feeling in the garden.
yeah, they break up the line.
Totally. I couldn't find word. Thank you.
I see what you mean. So you have the cypress up and then you have the other lines from the pool and the stairs horizontal.
Yes, this is a harmony.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. This is that was an empty area when we have started, and this is an approach to sea beach. Actually, they have a deck at the beach, so I thought that we should create a corridor with palms and these exotic plants. I think we could make it. They like it. Who lives there?
It looks like a resort.
It is. It's a holiday. It is. Yeah. It is almost resort. It's a combination of holiday houses. They own it, and in summer they go there. But I try to create this resort effect.
So did you put in that wooden pathway down the middle, or was that there before?
Oh, actually, I designed all these paths and also the beach areas. There are wonderful wooden bars there, and through bars we have olive trees, lighted olive trees in the night. Because if you design a garden, you should create an together living scenario. This is a holiday houses area, so we should create a scenario too, and how they will approach the beach, how they will use in the nighttime, daytime. We design all these details through a scenario.
Well, I can see somebody having a wedding there, Begum.
Oh, really?
Probably.
I haven't noticed that.
Who's that?
I will search. Yeah, this is not the season, but I love the elegance of art actually. The curvilinear lines together, steps. There should be water because it is winter, there is no water. But I love visiting the construction site before I finish it. And this is
Right.
almost the end.
Whoops. Sorry.
No. Oh, that was a special project. You can't feel it, but this project was combination of Star Wars and middle. I mean, we had sculptures like 100-year old.
Yep.
He was a really, I mean, known person. He had two. This is the office building. The other one was a home area, and we have fire pits, swings here, a bar, and Star Wars object inside. These old trees, olive trees, went to 16th floor high, and it was a really exciting project.
Is this is a different building?
Yeah, this is a housing area. People buy houses in the housing area because they dream about a together living. So, in order to contribute to community, we should create some common places that they can enjoy together, and the geometry is important.
Yeah, I can see. I've seen places like this in Victoria, in the Vic West area.
Yeah, I have. I should go there. I haven't actually. I mean,
We need to introduce you to some people. So this reminds me of Toronto. This is what Toronto's like in the summer. Where is this?
oh, really? It is the same project. In the corner, in the entrance, we used geometry and more straight lines, rocks, and here we created lived area. You can feel this coziness. The trees cover you when you walk through, and they also create privacy between the gardens. It is the same project in Istanbul.
Okay. Oops. Is this a before and after?
No, this is a sketch actually. There is a new trend change. It is also, it should be also told actually. Unfortunately, because of new and fast living, people in Victoria, we are lucky right now, but in other parts of the world, they try to create their own suburb areas by themselves with security and all the facilities inside. This is one of the sketches of that kind of project actually.
We call it gated community.
Pardon me?
We call it a gated community.
Yes,
They have a gate to get in.
totally. It is like this actually. I have never seen it. We are really lucky here, but in Istanbul or in, I don't know, in Astana or in Dubai, you have that kind of projects. Even if I start in Milano too.
Okay. It's pretty.
Thank you.
I have a question though. So there's a development like this in downtown Victoria called Shutters. But I just wonder about having the vegetation on the side of the building like that. Doesn't it affect the building?
Actually, it increased the, how do you say, actually I try to use these green walls and the terraces. After this COVID cases, we understood the importance of the terraces and also balconies. And
Right.
we can create also greenery area in the design with the architects. It can be something maintained by itself. If you put them later on, still you can use it and put it, but they need extra effort. But it would be a different project than others, and I'm sure its value would be different.
Right. I can hear them all clanging their pots and pans now.
Oh,
So this is a different, this is a different project.
there are lots of projects like this. We have created so many different projects like this. For example, there's a water feature in between. It combines all the different facilities together. There are get-together areas, there are kids' play areas, there are some apartment units with water feature, without water, and there are open air, again, cinemas here, movie places, and we create a living because after they come home, after 6 o'clock or seven maybe, they don't have time to go out. If you can create a life with a scenario in itself, it is valuable for a family too.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. I can just see the baby crawling into the water though.
You can see every detail. I'm impressed.
And a basketball court. Nice.
Yeah,
Lovely.
thank you. Yeah, this is all.
All right. So that was really interesting. You've done a lot of, I've just made a list of people who I think you should meet.
Oh, thank you, Jane. It's a kind of you.
I will show your video around. I'm just looking here. There's one comment. Squires Ferguson says, love those hints of fuchsia in your design.
Thank you very much.
Do you know her? And Squires Ferguson? Yeah, you guys would do work.
She's a special person.
Okay, so if people want to get in touch with you, who is your ideal client? What kind of people are you looking for?
Actually, I like people who really want to have something different. It can, as I mentioned you, it can be small balcony, it can be a driveway, and it can be a huge development project. It is not a problem. We have even designed marine projects. I have that kind of station, train station. But people should have a will actually to change their environment. Then I'm excited about it. But any person who has a green area would be a project for us.
Okay. All right, so if you want to reach Begum, you can. Her number is a Victoria number, 236-882-3051, or you can reach her at info@bgmtasarim.com. And she is also on Facebook if you want to reach her there. And best way to get in touch with you is which way? Facebook?
Facebook could be, and my telephone is also there, and Facebook would be easier. They can also see the examples too.
Okay, awesome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you very much for having me, Jane. It was enjoyable. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so we're gonna actually, this is gonna be our second last show. Our last show is gonna be next Tuesday. We're gonna be talking with our co-parenting legal special team about how things are going to be handled during the summer with parenting with kids. And then we're going to take a break. And if we're back in September with COVID-19, we will be starting up again. So if you're interested in the meantime, just message me and we'll plan for you to be on the show in the near future. Thank you again. And we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.